it's really a funny thing, falling in love. Falling in love with somebody who has been through so much with you. This is our senior year, and I was going into our math class at the time. And when I walked in, the class was packed, and the only seat open was the one right behind Sarah. And it was a great spot in class. And that was, I'd have to say, the first time. It wasn't the first time we met, but it was the first time that we met that actually meant something to me.
And he all of a sudden started trying to invite me to his cabin, to all these little get-togethers he had. And I just denied him every time, just kept denying him. And finally I was like, you know what, yep, I'll go out there, I'll come hang out with everyone. So we were out at our cabin. I had some friends out there. He was kind of trying to flirt with me, I felt like, and I was like, not really having this. And one of my good friends, Brooke, she goes, Sarah, I think Sam really likes you, and you just need to talk. And so I was helping him clean up at the cabin that night. Sarah was kind enough to stick around a little bit and help me make sure everything was picked up just right. And I'll never forget it. You know, we both went in to go pick something up at the same time, and it was one of those things where we got really, really close and almost kissed. Kind of like sparks between us. I was like, oh, that's really weird. I don't even feel like I know him. Then it was like, okay, well, you know, there is something here. There is kind of something going on. And then eventually what happened was we met in the hallway, and I think she asked me, well, do you want to kiss me? And I said, well, yeah. But I just remember we kissed right in the hallway, and I was like, oh man, this is happening. Like, I think we're gonna start dating. Like, he does actually like me. So as far as who made the first move, I'd have to say it was pretty mutual. She definitely made sure I was okay with it, and I was very okay with it. He was just like the nicest guy. I thought he was too nice when we first started hanging out and dating. Like, he would meet me at my locker every morning and bring me my favorite candy bar, and I was like, oh, this is too much. Like, I don't know if I can handle this. Our relationship, I'd have to say, started right at the end of our senior year, and then we went to different colleges. She went to Brookings right away, and I went to Augustana. That was really hard for both of us, and finally, when we finally figured out, no, we need to be together, like, we need to make this work. From then on, I just knew, I was like, there's something about him, like, there's a reason that we're trying this hard and going through all this together, you know, that there's a reason for it. And that's when everything began to start taking steps that really got more serious. I moved here and I went to Southeast Tech, and so I didn't have like total college experience, you know, and so I kind of lived that through him. I was fortunate enough to go to Augustana and play football there. Every single Saturday night after football games, it was bonfires on the patio. You know, all the Augie players would come over and all the parents would stick around, and we would just listen to music and just have an absolute blast. Like, that was always what we looked forward to on the nice nights, was having bonfires together. So Augustana was an opportunity for us to grow stronger as a couple, and we were able to do it through the friends that we met at Augustana and through the experiences that we were able to share. I just remember sitting on my futon watching TV. I was by myself in my dorm, and I started remembering event after event, and this smile just came over my face. And honestly, I'd have to say that was the moment that I was like, okay, this is happening, this is real. On the way to the lake we were driving to, he all of a sudden gets this call from this weird phone number, and I heard a girl on the other line saying something about, I got the ring ready, it's ready here for you to pick up. And he just had the biggest smile, so he just like looked over at me, and I was like, I know, there's something fishy going on. And so I knew it was coming, I just didn't really know when. I told her months before I proposed, I said, the day I propose to you, you're gonna know it from the minute you wake up, that night your life is gonna change forever. So when I asked Sarah's dad if I could marry his daughter, all I had to say was, Kent, you know, there's a reason that I came down here, and I really wanted to ask you something. And a smile came over his face, and he's like, oh my God, oh, here it is, here it is. I said, you know, I would like to ask your permission to ask Sarah if I could marry her. He shook my hand and gave me a hug, and he said, absolutely. I know my dad said something like, all right, bartender, come on, first round, you know, I'm gonna have a new son-in-law here, and I thought that was just the coolest, because that's just like my dad. Take a shot, quick, celebrate the moment, and just take it all in. So the day I proposed, got on the phone, I gave her a call. She answered the phone, she said, where are you? And I said, Sarah, do you remember me telling you that the minute you wake up, you know your life's gonna change? And I think her response was, are you being serious? He said, get up, get ready, someone's coming to pick you up at 10 o'clock, so you need to be ready to go. And I was like, okay, well, what do I need to wear? Like, what's planned for the day? He goes, just don't worry about it, just put something comfortable on. Like, don't worry about it, the whole day's planned for you. And I was like, okay.
From then, I had one of her really good friends pick her up.
When all of a sudden my best friend Erica showed up at my house in her dad's fancy Mustang convertible. So I get in the car and she hands me this letter and she goes, here, Sam wanted me to give this to you. And I said letter number 1 on it, an envelope. And it had like my favorite candy bar, which she used to come and bring me in the hallway every morning. Just have fun with your friend today. Use this money to pick something out that you want to be wearing. When you see me tonight, and just go have fun, relax, everything's taken care of. So we went around town, went to a few different boutiques. I found the perfect white dress to wear. And I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Then I told her she had to be back home, get ready to go out that night. And pretty soon I had another one of our mutual friends come by and pick her up in a really nice car, drove her around for a little bit, and eventually parked outside of the Orpheum Theater, downtown Sioux Falls.
And I walked in and I was just a blubbering mess and I started bawling and freaking out and he was waiting at the stage.
I brought her up on stage with me, and that's when I told her that we were on the stage of the oldest theater in Sioux Falls that had been there for over 100 years. And it had seen so many things, and I look forward to seeing so many different things with you as well.
You know, a love story should be just an amazing adventure together, and there should always be, you know, new experiences and new times together to come up just to make it exciting. It should never be dull and boring. And I know our love is not like that at all. It's always been an exciting adventure, and there's always new things waiting around the corner, and I just can't wait to marry him and start that next step in our lives together.
I can honestly say that there's no one that I would rather spend the rest of my life with. I am truly excited to spend every second, every day connected to my best friend and the love of my life.